Ross take a shot at you a couple weeks ago about a girl that you're not even with no more. And then, what is it with you and Ross that's just been going on for so long?
I spend it to you, right? Nothing else works for him outside of mentioning me. When things get bad.
Just seen a clip of the Wallow show where he was interviewing 50 Cent and the other little dude asked him a question, small talk.
Rick Ross is not here for the disrespect and he just fired back at 50 Cent and Gillie after they came for his pockets, calling him broke. Yeah, they really tried it. But if you know anything about Ross, then you know when his name gets dragged into the mud, things are bound to spiral fast and messy. Let's break it down. This isn't some overnight beef. We're talking about a feud with serious history. Rick Ross versus 50 Cent has been simmering since the late 2000s, and somehow, it still hits like fresh drama. The origin story? Rewind to 2008. According to Ross, it all started with just a shady glance from 50 Cent at the BET Awards. That tiny spark lit a flame that's still burning more than a decade later. By early 2009, Ross came out swinging with Mafia Music, a diss track that took direct aim at 50's personal business. Of course, 50 wasn't about to stay quiet. He clapped back with Officer Ricky Go Ahead, Try Me, mocking Ross' past as a corrections officer and throwing brutal jabs at his weight and credibility. And he didn't stop there. 50 went full-blown theatrical. He brought in a wild character named Pimpin' Curly and launched a video series that turned their beef into something out of a twisted comedy sketch. But then it got real. 50 took things way past diss tracks and punchlines, crossing into violation territory. He exposed DJ Khaled's mother's workplace and her home address. People were stunned, like, did he really just do that? And just when you thought it couldn't get more unhinged, 50 dropped the bomb. A leaked sex tape featuring Rick Ross's baby mama, LaStonia Leviston, complete with his own over-the-top commentary layered on top. The internet exploded.
I just seen a clip of the Wallow show where he was interviewing 50 Cent and the other little dude asked him a question, small talk. But ultimately, the question that should have been asked was, you jumped out there during the beef, the West Coast versus the Canadian. And I thought Dr. Dre put you on. I thought Dr. Dre was the set. I thought you was loyal to Dr. Dre. You mean you went with the Canadian over Dr.
That stunt with the leak tape, it came back to bite hard. In 2010, LaStonia Leviston, Rick Ross's ex and the woman in that infamous footage, sued 50 Cent for releasing the tape without her consent. And by July 2015, a court slapped 50 with a brutal $5 million in damages, plus an extra $2 million in punitive penalties. That's a $7 million lesson in why playing dirty can come with a price tag. But even after taking that major L, 50 didn't tap out. In true 50 fashion, he doubled down. In 2013, he hopped on Twitter to clown Ross after a near-death experience, mocking him for crashing his car while trying to dodge gunfire. Zero sympathy, just full-on trolling. Over the years, the jabs kept flying, subliminals online, slick remarks in interviews. Neither man let the smoke clear. By 2020, Ross shut down any talk of a versus battle with 50, shading him with, is he even still relevant? Ouch. And just when you thought the beef had finally cooled off, 50 came swinging again. This time, he aimed at the lukewarm sales of Ross and Meek Mill's collab album Too Good to Be True, laughing off its 31,000 first-week numbers. Ross, unfazed, brushed it off with a calm flex, reminding folks, we both still getting money regardless. But let's be clear, this feud has never been about just music. It's about pride, money, legacy, and status, and now they're at it again. The latest spark, 50 pulled up to the $1 million worth of game podcast with Gillie and Wallow. Right out the gate, Gillie brought up how Ross had been sending shade lately, especially sneak dissing 50. That's when 50 unloaded. He basically said Ross only speaks his name when he's desperate for buzz. Outside of mentioning me when things get bad, you mention me, it gets covered for you, 50 said. Cold, calculated, classic 50. Ross didn't let that slide. He came back with heat, shading 50's recent land purchase in Shreveport, Louisiana, dismissing it is discount land. Then he went full flex mode, bragging about his own 100-plus acres and even inviting 50 to come film something on his estate. Pull up, he said. Big Boss Energy. Ross wasn't done. He kept the flex rolling, boasting about his car show drawing 15,000 people to his house, basically turning his estate into a stadium. The message was loud: I'm winning, and I want you to see it. But things got weird when Ross decided to drag Gillie into the drama, just for hosting the interview. Gillie wasn't having it. He clapped back on IG with a calm but cutting line: "What did I do? Your beef is not with me, black man, and honestly, facts." Ross name-dropping Gillie when he barely said anything. Strange move. That loud laugh Gillie let out during the podcast, yeah, it echoed. But let's be real, that's what happens when 50 Cent goes in. The man knows how to roast someone so hard, everyone ends up laughing, even folks not trying to pick sides. Online, the verdict was clear. Most people think 50 walked away with the W this round. One commenter backed 50's take as straight up facts, while another said he gave Ross a free masterclass on the art of staying relevant. He dropped $1 million worth of game on Ross on his own turf, one fan wrote. Savage. At this point, the Ross vs. 50 feud is more than just rap beef, it's a full-on chess match of ego, status, and one-upmanship. Bars, yeah, that used to be the battlefield, but now they're hitting below the belt. Family, finances, even lawsuits.
Ross take a shot at you a couple weeks ago about a girl that you're not even with no more. And then, what is it with you and Ross that's just been going on for so long?
I fantasy, right? Nothing else works. For him, outside of mentioning me. When things get bad, you mention me. It gets covered further. You see, TMZ is 50 Cent said this is going to be bad for Irv Gotti's career.
50's pockets took some heavy hits over the years, and that's only added more fuel to the fire. But here's the real reason this saga refuses to die. Neither Rick Ross nor 50 Cent respects the other's hustle. They treat each other's wins like their jokes, constantly downplaying accomplishments like it's a sport. And in today's social media era, it only takes one shady post to reignite the flames and the fans. They eat it up. Memes, reactions, hot takes, it's all part of the show. The drama's become more than just a side plot. It's practically a core feature of their brand in hip-hop. This feud has outlived albums, tour, and entire rap beef cycles. It's a legacy beef now. To be real, long-running rivalries are nothing new in the culture. They're part of the DNA of hip-hop. Still, even with all the smoke, there are ways this war could finally simmer down. Big names like Dr. Dre have tried to step in before. Maybe he or someone with real clout steps in again. And let's not forget, both 50 and Ross have been branching out. TV deals, liquor empires, real estate. When your bag gets that big, constant beef starts looking like bad business. They could eventually grow out of it. Let time do what time does. Or who knows? Maybe some major opportunity drops, the kind neither of them can pass up, and we get a wild team up that forces them to call a truce for the check. But let's not hold our breath. This feud runs deep. It's powered by pride, pettiness, and the spotlight. And as long as those ingredients are in play, don't expect either one to fold. Not any.
I get covered across the board. They get covered on the hip-hop blogs. It is what it is. And you watch, because I have nothing else to say. You'll just see it happen periodically as it goes.
Unless something major shifts, it's safe to say Rick Ross and 50 Cent are gonna keep trading shots for the long haul. But let's be real, it's not just Ross in 50's crosshairs. If there's one thing you can count on with 50, it's that he stays knee-deep in internet drama. He's built an entire lane around calling folks out, and at this point, it's his signature move, the pattern. Crystal clear, controversy is his currency. Whether it's a celeb flop, a viral scandal, or just someone having a rough moment, 50 knows how to flip it into a headline and keep his name in the conversation. He's been doing this for years, beefing with Ja Rule, trading jabs with Kanye, and even throwing shade at Madonna. No one's off limits. His weapon of choice, humiliation with a punchline. Failed albums, awkward red carpet moments, whatever. It is 50 roasts it, repackages it, and boom, he's trending again. It's that calculated chaos that keeps him at the center of pop culture. Fans, they're split. Some love the unfiltered clapbacks and petty energy, savage, funny, and always entertaining. Others think he crosses the line too often, burning bridges and playing a long game that might backfire. It's a double-edged sword. Yeah, it keeps him hot, but it also builds a long list of people who won't forget the shade. As for his beef with Ross, don't hold your breath for peace. Both of them have made it loud and clear this isn't getting squashed anytime soon. In the world of hip-hop, beef fuels the machine. It spikes streams, drives engagement, and keeps the spotlight burning. And 50's been running that playbook since day one. At the end of the day, 50 Cent isn't just a rapper, he's a strategist. Whether it's music, television, liquor, or full-blown feuds, he knows how to spin the narrative and keep the buzz alive. This war with Rick Ross, just another chapter in a saga of legendary beefs, and both of them are still swinging. So don't be surprised when the next shady post or viral diss drops. The saga is far from over. Buckle up, because if there's one thing 50 knows how to do, it's keep the drama loud and the crowd watching. Now let's hear from you. Is 50 spitting facts or just stirring the pot for clout? Drop your thoughts in the comments, don't hold back. And while you're here, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the next dose of wild celeb drama. See you in the next one.